And we are back. And we have Tally back. Yay!
Yay! And Karina's not dead. I didn't kill her.
Oh, man.
Full honesty, I was stressed out when you went down in the first round. I was like, oh my God. Like, because we all rode terribly. The monsters went first, and you were standing next to the big one. And it hit you like 4 times. And I was like, what? But
again, now you finally see that it is not my fault that my characters keep dying.
Well, you have very, very, very situational spells. And I was like, man, I can't do anything here.
Now you know how I feel.
So I'm just going to stand in the back and go, pew, pew, pew.
And he pew-pewed really well. He definitely pew-pewed.
You got the final hit.
Very well.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'll watch it this week. I'm excited.
Definitely pew-pewed very well. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, we'll do a extended recap. That way Tally can feel a little bit more connected with the last couple sessions. The team, having kind of, after surviving the destruction of the Chandei Quorum and then gathering themselves to begin to do investigations after recovering parts of the automaton and other activities immediately after the destruction of the Chandei Quorum, Karina had gotten some help and was able to get out of the hidden library that was in the collapsed rubble of the Chandei Quorum as well. And the team then began to try to explore what might be the source or at the heart of what happened at the Chandei Quorum. Here they found the dead body of Velen at the oil pot, and it would seem that everything circled back to him. There was plenty of evidence that he was the one responsible for both the construction as well as the possible interaction with Father Atrium, as we now begin to believe that Father Atrium might be at the heart of all of this. It was him who may have possibly used either magic or some other influence to recover Callion, allowing him to be the only surviving council person of the Chandei Quorum, and then allowing the martial law condition to come into effect within the city of Jrusar. This put a damper on the kind of fun and more vibrant aspect of the city. Both Melody and Eritrea, realizing this, decided to dress up the place a bit. They decided to put out invitations, invite people not only that they know to the event, but they decided to create a speakeasy down in the basement of the Prancing Centaur. Forn, on the other hand, went and did some more investigations along with Professor Jabaltros as well. And as everybody rallied back at the Prancing Centaur, they did a quick little, I think we did a speak with dead on Velem's body.
We tried to.
Yeah, we certainly tried to. And unfortunately, this caused a curse to react at the moment that the Speak with Dead was attempted. And a bone devil erupted out of the form of the dead corpse, along with 2 or 3 bone methods in conjunction. It took a bit of effort, but finally the creatures were destroyed. And this is when the conversation about the origin of Velem's connection with Callion and the possible link to Callion and the automatons that had destroyed the Chandei Quorum council chambers. However, it did not slow down Party Girl in any way. Melody still was able to kick off the speakeasy pretty well, and it actually went surprisingly well. She had met for a second time the sergeant, a warden sergeant, who had given Melody some pretty interesting insight about the conditions of the wardens, as well as the sudden rise in mercenaries being brought into the Ares Spire. It would seem that the possibility of war between King's Fall and Jrusar are getting ever closer, as Callion seems to be blaming King's Fall for what had happened. The source of the material, the source of the magic being claimed to have come from the Hellcatch Valley is creating a bit of tension and concern amongst both the wardens as well as the massive capital ship, this huge airship that is that evidently has
Speaking
the
of airship.
engine of a vacuum cleaner.
Take off,
Um,
right through that now.
I love, and the best part is Eric's smirk. I love his smirk on his face. It's like, ah, shit. It's epic. And now you can't say anything because the vacuum's probably still going.
No. That's just my Roomba vac just emptying itself. So.
Oh,
It's perfect timing, though. The airship
AI has interrupted yet again. However, during the time of the event, the Speakeasy event, we had another visit from Kaelor Blackthorn, as well as other interesting individuals who brought many rumors with them. It would also seem that the Prancing Centaurs acquired 2 new employees, Darwin the Goblin and his companion, the half-ogre who goes by the name of Meathead. Courtesy of Foreign's employment opportunity recruitment, I think. The Speakeasy, I believe, is still going on, or were we finally at the end of the night? I think it's still going on, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it was winding down, but
Yeah, it was in the
because Fabian
process of
wasn't there,
winding
that's why
down.
I left. Yeah.
Yeah, and you went to go look for Fabian, and you found yourself upstairs, realizing that Fabian was patiently waiting in your room with a surprise visitor. That surprise visitor turned out to be the evidently non-dead Jaman Saord. And where we last left off, Fabian was quietly standing nearby, and Jaman pulled their hood down from their head and simply stated, "I need you to kill Callion tonight." And that's where we last left off. Otherwise, Karina, Melody, Professor Jalbatross, and Eritrea, I believe, are all still down in the Speakeasy, having a relatively good time.
Darwin's running the card table, by the way.
Yep,
Karina.
Darwin
I
is running the
assume
card
Karina
table.
would want to get involved with trying to shenanigan people out of their money. So
Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, what do you say? Can you do this tonight? I fear that if we wait too much longer, things will get worse.
I mean, you don't have to tell me twice to kill Callion. I thought the attack on the Quorum would have killed him already. But I do have some questions first. How are you here?
I'm here because I'm not dead.
Yeah, that's not the answer to the question I asked. I asked, how are you here?
Jaman looks over at Fabian. Fabian kind of shrugs his shoulders. Do you know an individual by the name of Bragsworth?
I do.
Let's just say a doorway opened up right alongside me when the orbs crashed into the Chandei Quorum council chamber. Bragsworth pulled me inside, and as I'm to understand it, that forced him to tell me the truth of who he is.
So you're aware too.
I'm aware that Artagnan seems to have taken up a playground here in Jrusar and is attempting to save as many Fae as he possibly can.
God, excuse me.
How was the your brooch was found with blood that apparently was your blood?
That was Bragsworth's idea. He seems to think that my death allows me a sense of security for now.
A moment, and I step back towards the door. My eyes go white, and I send 2 messages. That I send one and then send another one. I activate the token that's on Bragsworth that I gave to Bragsworth, and just tell him, I need you to confirm that you saved Jaman Saord. And then I activate the token on Ryan on Eritreo, because he might seem to be the most likely to listen to somebody about leave the party.
Yeah, that's fair.
and I message Eritreo. There's a visitor in my room. I believe it's Jamon Saord. We need to look at this. And
Here.
then
Eyes go back to normal. So, Eritreo, you hear that message from Forn. Forn, you hear a sending response from Artagnan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, they revealed themselves already. Well, I told them that it wasn't a good idea, that they should stay hidden, but they must have their reasons for having this conversation with you. Yes, I can confirm. Everything they say is true.
so Sending has the reply back. Can I just say it like, thank you, stay hidden, stay safe.
Eritreo. Oh, look, he left. He obviously got the message.
All right.
Assume he's printing it.
I just got a notification that my battery's low on my headphones, so it's good.
Oh, gotcha.
But I can wait. Yeah, I'm gonna go tell Melody what message I just received from Born.
Okay.
What? Tonight?
I think we need to go check out what's upstairs.
Just kind of like looking around the party like, all right.
Fine.
What's the name of the bartender? I'll just be like,
Strong
bartender.
jaw.
Strong Jaw, you're in charge.
Brutus, yeah. You got it, Melody. Thanks for leaving me in charge.
Should we try and scoop up Jalbatros and Karina?
Yes.
All right, we'll come scoop you guys up too.
And before long, the five of you are now in Forn's room. There is Fabian sitting over on the windowsill. Jamon Saord sitting in a chair next to the table that's in Forn's room. As all of you seem to be together having this conversation.
Maybe.
You see who I see, right?
Can I take the piece of skin that I have from Jamon Saorg's arm? And then very briefly ask Eritreo for the compass of finding people. Just as a quick loan. I know it was a gift. I'm sorry. Just the piece of skin, like if it points to Jamon Saorg.
It does.
So where did you say you were after you were taken through that gateway?
I've been in Artagnan's casino. His, I don't know what you call it, casino / tavern / party environment. The Golden something or other.
Is that outside of our realm?
We've been there. That's where your parents were.
Well, my compass didn't work when I was trying it earlier, which would have indicated either that Jamon Saorg was in a different realm or dead.
You get the feeling that Bragsworth's casino is probably interspatial. It is probably not actually on the material plane. In fact, you remember when you guys arrived there, when you went through the door, it felt very strange to walk through the door, and the environment itself felt very interspatial as well, like almost like you may have been in a fey pocket of sorts.
If I remember, we could see patrons there that were like ghosts, that were the ones that were actually there, and we were in a separate dimension thing. Like we all were in the same place. Yeah.
It was almost like you recalled almost like as if the ethereal plane had overlapped with something. Like Bragsworth, or Artagnan, his true name, was using a space. This might explain why people can't be found or located. This also would explain why you couldn't locate Jamon Saord after the fact as well. Bragsworth pulled them through the portal and brought them into the Golden Casino, and that seems to be how Jamansa Ord survived. And it seems to be Bragsworth's idea of leaving behind the amulet and some signs of their demise to kind of maybe suss out who's responsible for all this, or to give Jamansa Ord some time to be able to take a breath and realize that their plans are pretty much all broken at this point. This idea of unification is now gone. The council is gone. Both Ankarel and Jrusar believe that King's Fall is responsible for what happened. So things have changed dramatically since that incident at the Chandei Quorum.
I can confirm, I did reach out to Bragsworth. I can confirm that their telling of events is accurate. Now, I can probably gather as much as I can get tonight and work my way up to the tower. I've gotten a bit better at sneaking over the last few weeks here in the city. My question
before you dedicate yourself to this task, I must be honest about something. It must be made to look like Father Atrium killed Callion.
Why?
I believe Father Atrium is but a pawn in somebody else's service. My hope is by implicating him in the murder of Callion, it will allow whatever they've both created here to fall apart and force whoever else is involved to come to the surface, to be recognized. Neither of these people are capable of such intricate plans. Atrium feels more like a servant of somebody else, if that makes sense.
I walk out of the room and pop open the. I think we put the book in the box or in the portable hole, but I pop open the hole and get the book out, and like roll it back up and come back in the room. I like look at everybody else before I hold it out, but we received this from Father Atrium's. How did she describe it, Melody? Like a secret dungeon?
Yeah, like a dungeon with a bunch of chains.
And blood.
Yeah.
Jamansa Ord looks at the book. May I see that for a moment, please?
Careful. It nearly killed 2 of our friends here, just touching it.
Oh, of course. You watch as they kind of manipulate a hand in the air as Mage Hand kind of floats over to the book, grabs onto the book, brings it over. They manipulate the hand to kind of rifle through the pages with the book open. This is a Devil's Schism book. There are 9 of these in existence. You have number 4, or Father Atrium had found number 4. Each one of these books could possibly lead to the gateway of each different levels of hell, depending on which one they are connected with. This book would appear to be connected with the 4th level of hell.
That certainly helps explain some things. I'll pull out a piece of one of the bones from the Bone Devil as well. Now, the person who was, perhaps I should say this person was manipulated into this act, because I don't know whether they were in their right mind or not. I met them one time. I did not have a particularly negative sensation about them, but they wound up dead nonetheless. But in their shop, we found the plans for the things that attacked the quorum, and when we tried to speak to the body, a bone devil exploded out. But here, and I hand off one of the pieces of the bone devil that had the radiant script on it.
You watch as Jamansa Ord kind of like grabs onto the piece. They are immediately lost. You recognize the familiar sign of the eyes kind of going. For them, instead of going white, they go full bronze. Like when they war again, it's just like a deep bronze color of their eye. They are kind of murmuring to themselves, muttering, and begin to twitch a little bit. Strange, almost like Doctor Strange style. Like they're looking. That's when you begin to realize that they're scrying. And within a matter of 5 minutes, the scry effect kind of falls away. You're right. This came from Father Atrium's. This came from Father Atrium's. How shall we say? Chamber that you spoke of.
Right. Well, that helps straighten things out.
He is supposed to be a. We're all in agreement that he's clearly not a priest of Bearmoot. This is obvious, right?
From the moment he said that I might be of service to him, I felt the man was off. Because I've never known a priest to approach me and tell me they could use my services in any way.
Oh, then you must spend more time in Vasselheim. I can assure you, you'll find plenty there.
Fair, but here in Jrusar was a bit off-putting. Regardless, we also have the issues with who was it telling us about some angelic lady coming around asking around?
Oh.
Kalo. Was it Kalo visited by the angelic lady?
Blackhand was visited by an angelic creature.
But evil, wicked, terrible, not looked angelic, but acted more like Kalo himself.
Fabian kind of arcs an eyebrow. And let me get this straight. Kalo Blackhand has approached you.
Several times. It's hard to get him actually to leave.
Perhaps he's smitten with you. Has he made offerings? Fabian's very intrigued by this particular statement.
There's a new blue gem downstairs. I ran every type of investigation, every magic I could find on it, and for what he told us it was, it appears to be what it was: a stone of identification and defensive scrying. If it would help, I'll run down and get it real quick.
No. Another piece of the puzzle, then. We know that Callion should have died in the Quorum. He was obviously rescued by Father Atrium. Whatever Father Atrium did to him has given Father Atrium control over Lord Callion, who is now the Grand Marshal Callion over all of Jrusar. Callion is now convinced that King's Fall is responsible for everything, and I can assure you they are not. My agents who operate within King's Fall said they have nothing whatsoever to do with this. Ankarel, Fabian looks a little frustrated. He looks over at Jamansa Ord with a kind of frustrated look on his face. Ankarel, unfortunately, thinks Jamansa Ord is dead. They have sent their best of airships here to aid in the investigation, an investigation that is being manipulated and grandstanded by Lord Callion. They are now in the palm of his hand, and supposedly he is putting together a mercenary force to lead against King's Fall.
So, what is the plan? Callion's obviously very well protected. There's a curfew in place. How do you imagine that we would get to him?
Jamon side-eyes Fabian. Fabian just kind of smiles. Well, if what we suspect is true, anyone looking like Father Atrium should have no problems getting in to see Lord Callion, now would they? And perhaps Father Atrium's entourage as well.
That we could do.
We could. I'm not a very close range person, though.
I'm
Where are they?
slightly concerned with. Do you know? I understand that some of my associates are more adept at disguising themselves than others than I am, but I am a incredibly muscular Albatross Aarakocra.
I love this, like
I
it's
don't
self-described.
think
and
we're going to
Self-described muscularity is always so hot. Like as soon as Professor says that, like Fabian's eyebrows go high with a kind of sense of yes, it's true, kind of look on his face.
I just feel like my opportunities to be disguised effectively are limited, shall we say.
Professor, that's why we call it magic.
Well, yes, but I mean, it has limits.
He's too
Well-
hot for magic. He's too hot to love magic.
This magic can't hide my muscles, sir.
So true, so true.
Polymorph, just I've seen great creatures turn small with magic. So, Professor, I really,
Okay. all
someone
right.
has the
I
right
just-
skill set. I believe they can hide you quite easily.
I will trust your judgment on this matter.
It's interesting that you would mention transformation, sir. Because some accusations have been thrown your way regarding the subject of transformation. And really, why are you bringing this trouble to us? We have never spoken in person before. This is kind of a huge ask.
Fabian recommended all of you to me, of course.
Well,
And Bragsworth is connected to you as well. And when two people that I trust, one who saved my life and the other who has served me with a reasonable amount of regularity, and the Chandei Quorum before it was destroyed, I must go with my instinct, of course.
so it's good to know that you have good friends in them. But we are not your friends, sir. Or, they, them, highness.
Majesty will be fine.
We're not your friend.
Yeah, we're not your friend, buddy.
I recognize the tone. I am not asking this out of sake of friendship. You, of course, will be paid for your time.
Would you mind adding some detail to that?
Give me a persuasion check, if you would, Karina. Always thinking with the purse strings. Our Laura Bailey, always.
Somebody needs to negotiate for the group, okay?
Oh, you don't know I got a lot of money either.
Ooh.
That's 12.
She doesn't know.
12? I can assure you, the demise of Lord Callion serves us all well. Would you like Jrusar to continue under martial law? I do not think so. Will this create a political vacuum? Of course it will. New council members will have to be found and chosen. Is this going to destabilize things for a while? Of course. But the alternative is your city remains under martial law. You make no money. Your business goes under. And the reality is Jrusar will be at war with King's Fall within days, making things even worse. But yes, I think you have a vested interest in helping out this particular situation, and I will see what I can do to compensate you for your time.
May I make a different request? I don't care about money at all. I'm not really supposed to be here.
Career looks
you
crestfallen.
You don't care about money until you have to
That's not how
buy
you
stuff.
negotiate, Professor.
Well, he doesn't care about money. He has to buy something, and he's like, "Hey, somebody have money?"
Hey, remember, my backstory is I come from. I'm a very wealthy individual in my realm. I've never had to worry about money, so like I don't, and it's just not really a thing to me. Like
Professor's the kind that goes up like a nearby market and goes, "You need what for this? What is this money thing called? Can't you just give me the apples?"
Average banana, 5 gold.
Yeah, I'm full on Jasmine, about to get my hand cut off by the. Yeah, I would prefer some information or assistance to help me get back to my home realm. Is that doable on your end? Not that Jrusar isn't perfectly lovely, you understand. Just I'm not exactly here by choice.
And while we're making our requests to the wizard, you mentioned a political vacuum. You mentioned your past in power. I might need a different kind of favor from you as well in regards to a particular family that had recently lost power and potential enemies that you might be acquainted with.
I definitely like these bargains better. Favors are far more lucrative to everybody than coin. I think favors can definitely be arranged.
And I'm going to hold on to the bracers of Detect Thoughts that I took from Jamansa's missing arm and try to do Detect Thought while asking them very quickly about the rumor that they have been replaced with a doppelganger and where that might have originated from.
So Detect Thoughts comes in 2 flavors. There is the surface thoughts, which is just like an immediate emotional response to the question, or you can push deeper, which then requires a wisdom saving throw.
I will...
Wisdom saving throw for Jamansa Ord to make.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Jamansa has pretty high wisdom. So I will only do surface, but I want to see if this rumor triggers any kind of strong emotion in them, if they know, if they were aware of it beforehand, and if so, how do they feel about it?
The emotional detection of the surface thoughts is one of surprise and confusion.
Surprise and confusion. Any sense of like they recognize that rumor?
None whatsoever.
The person who told that to us was under zone of truth. So they certainly believed it, and it was somebody who dealt with secrets for, I would say, most of her life. Does this truly ring no bell to you?
I don't understand why this would be an even feasible thought. I am Jamansa Ord. I don't know what else to describe myself as. I've never heard of this before.
Would you allow me to do Detect Thoughts at a deeper level to confirm that?
Fabian raises an eyebrow, and Jaman kind of pauses for a moment, but then recognizes the kind of vibe in the room. And you get the feeling that they are realizing they need to earn trust here. They sit down and, please, feel free. I will allow you into my mind, but I warn you, it's busy in there.
Kind of nod and try to do Detect Thoughts, concentrating on the idea of a doppelganger, any experience they might have had with Regina, and then while I'm there, also looking a little bit at whatever ulterior motives might be propelling them to create that power vacuum right now.
Okay. Give me an intelligence save as you delve deep into Jamansa Ord's thoughts.
If only I was smarter. That's 17.
17 is pretty good, actually. Within moments, you are soaring over the Ramadan Desert. You look to your left and your right, and you are a bronze dragon. You could see the long form of the neck, the sleek glint of the bronze scales, and clearly this is how they fly and move about when they're in their kind of original state. You are also Jamansa Ord in Ankarel. You are also Jamansa Ord up in the Chandei Quorum. At no given point do you feel that this is a doppelganger, a changeling. This appears to be Jamansa Ord.
Has this person ever have like an experience of seeing themselves in double? Being any kind of
not from the detect thoughts. I mean, you actually experience quite a bit of the doldrums of administrative work, political work. You even experience a moment of a distant memory when Jamansa Ord fought alongside Vox Machina in the attempt at when Vecna tried to ascend. So that memory goes back so far that this has got to be the real Jamansa Ord. That kind of memory can't be faked.
Let's see if Kurt suggested that I ask about where if I can recall them being in the Smolder Spire during the fire, which is when we heard they might be not who they claim to be.
I believe Jamansa Ord was there in their dragon form with somebody on their back. I believe it was Jester, who was in the process of putting the fire out. And that memory is there. They were definitely there for that.
Can I see if they've ever interacted with Regina Greencloak?
No sense of any interaction with Regina Greencloak.
I guess if that's all I can really garner about that, I'm just going to see if there is anything that feels hidden about their motivations in trying to get us to kill Callahan.
The emotional response tells you that they really want Jrusar and Ankarel to unify. That emotion is there. You get the feeling that there's a lot of frustration that Father Atrium's plan has made too much traction, and that really the only way to stop the inevitability of the war taking place between Jrusar, Ankarel, and King's Fall feels like this action, and this is why they want to do this. They feel that taking out Lord Callion will cause everything to come apart, and hopefully cause whoever is responsible for all this to finally surface and be recognized.
I'm just going to see if I can sense any sense of duplicity, any kind of anything that they might be trying to actively hide about.
Give me an insight check based on all the knowledge that you've attained so far.
Does she have plus a D4 because she's probably within 5 feet of Eritreo?
Oh, yeah.
Guidance?
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
God, it's been so long, I forgot how to do insight checks. Here we go.
It's in your giant stack of skills.
Okay, starting with 19, and then plus the 4 is going to be plus 4, so we're going to be 23.
Ooh, nice.
There is a very, very distant dark corner of Jamansa Ord's mind that feels private, and they are unwilling to allow that emotion to escape. But other than that, this feels genuine. Everything about this interaction, their intent, and why they're here feels genuine to you.
With that, with 23, am I at least able to suss out like what type of corner it is? If it's like personal, if it's political?
Not a clue. Not a clue. It is just a dark space of their mind that you are unable to enter.
Can I try it and touch it, or even though it's probably going to anger them, can I try and interact with it at all, or is it just like beyond reach?
It's not a tactile thing as much as an emotion.
That's fair. Can I suss out any word, anything that I can kind of like connect it to?
It feels, I'll say this much, because you rolled pretty well. It feels like something from their very distant past. Very distant past. Jamansa Ord is roughly 600 years old.
Finally, I'm just going to see anything that has to do with Corina or with Mason.
No links, no sense of memory, no sense of interaction either.
Okay, I'm going to give him the thumbs up. You know what? You're a lot more trustworthy than you seem.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're here to assure me that I am who I am.
Like when she says that they are trustworthy, Ford looks at Corinna like, like
What are shady people for if not to suss out other shady people?
Exactly.
right. So I'm not really sure how we do this, except that we tried to do something like this before, and we were pretty successful with snatching somebody. Killing somebody can't be that much difficult, right?
Well, I do have Dimension Door now.
What's the range you can use that?
500 feet. But if I haven't had a chance to do it, but if I make Spell Sniper my new feat, then I can cast spell. No, never mind. Forget what I said. I did not have a chance to look at the fine print, and there's so much print in this game.
I've got my ring of fly now, so I should be able to get around pretty easily. Again, I've become quite a bit more stealthy in recent weeks, so I do think if we go in, Fabian and Jamon, are you safe here? Should you stay here? Should you go somewhere else?
Fabian kind of, no, they are not. They are leaving tonight. Bragsworth has a friend that will be taking Jamon to Rockhaven. Evidently, it is a link between Bragsworth and the Fey folk that are finding hiding places out in the Hellcatch Valley. And evidently, Rockhaven is a person that we can trust. Goes by the name of Puck.
I believe we've sent several of our friends there as well. I guess I'm worried about the smuggling and with all the blockade going on right now.
Bragsworth guarantees that we will not be going, how does he say it, the old-fashioned way.
Fair enough. They are very powerful.
Well, to be honest, they've finally established a teleportation circle that connects their Golden Casino with Rockhaven. People can now plane shift there.
Good to know. We'll keep that in our minds. Save us some money traversing the desert.
You watch as a kind of beginning of a gateway opens up inside the chamber, and or inside your room, and then out sticks the head of Artagnan looking around. Are you ready? Drinks are cold, the people are hot, and the music is vibrant. And you watch as Artagnan grabs onto Jamon's arm. Would you... It pulls them like right into the gateway, and the gateway closes.
Oh, man. Sounded like fun.
hey, don't we have one going on downstairs?
Yeah, but it's wrapping up. That sounded like it was just taking off.
Oh, this
Fabian's just there kind of like shaking his head. Well, what can I get the five of you if you're going to do this? I don't want some of my best people and my most trusted contacts in the city to fall victim to whatever this is playing out to be.
Well, it'd be good to have a way to disguise Professor Jalbatross if you have any potions that can conceal his muscles.
I can give you each a potion
Make
of
him-
polymorph. If you
Make him
need.
a frail Aarakocra instead
Yeah.
of a muscular Aarakocra.
Here, you can use my cane.
Um,
So yeah, Fabian gives each of you a potion of polymorph.
Awesome.
Does not require concentration and will last up to an hour.
Cool.
do you have any really cool big guns?
Really cool big guns. I
mean,
think
like
Professor
this?
Jabotros has the coolest, biggest gun here. Don't you think?
Even bigger.
I mean,
I mean,
he's not wrong.
like Fabian kind of walks over to Professor Jabotros and just like, I feel like this is the first time I've noticed you, Professor. Your physicality is
Oh
interesting.
no.
What makes
I
this
didn't realize
funnier-
people of the mind took care of their bodies so well.
What makes this funnier is
So,
hasn't Fabian met Giancarlo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
I thought that we had like at least we'd pass each other because I've been trying to steer Eritrea away from him, and so
You had
Yeah.
it's like
You get the feeling that Fabian is a very traditional opportunist. He doesn't really have a lot of safety checks when it comes to what interests him. Probably because of being a master spy within the Chandei Quorum.
I will say this: I've seen you around some of my companions, and we're allies at the moment. But please remove your hand.
We're allies at the moment. The moment this is done, I'm killing you.
And like Fabian just gets a smirk on his face, and you can hear him mutter under his breath, "I do like a good chase." Anyways, what can I
I'm
get?
happily married, and Albatross is made for life.
Is there anything you can give us that will secure our passage into the quorum?
That part will be mostly difficult. I could give you potion of lesser invisibility. That'll give you an hour of invisibility. However, you cannot cast spells or attack during that hour, or else you will become visible.
That would be
So I
great.
can at least give you that. I can give you each a greater potion of healing. That way, in case things go sideways, you have at least something to help. And I can give you the staff. This staff has a connected spell to it, a staff of recall. All you need to do is invoke the name Silver Thread. You will immediately be pulled from where you are, and you will appear inside of my tailoring shop in the Lantern Spire. Or Lucent Spire.
Oh, great.
Does it have to be in common?
It can be with your thoughts if you need to. The language does not matter.
I'm just concerned that if this does go down and we do make our escape from there, that we wouldn't want to bring them straight back to your shop.
Yes, at the Lucent Spire, yes. Well, no, the
Look, if I
staff
stand
is...
here and say silver threads, and then we disappear, what do you think people's going to think?
Well, I wouldn't imagine you're going to say it out loud. That's not how magic... Are the five of you aware of how magic works? Have you been introduced to magic yet?
Look, who came to who?
I'm beginning to wonder why I've come to you, to be honest with you.
Look.
I would have thought by now you would understand how magic works.
Eritrea is our most talented magician in the group, and
And what am I? Chopped liver?
I don't have much memories, though, unfortunately. So.
Well, Karina
So-
certainly has the eyeliner to be a magician.
Thank you. Finally, a compliment.
I can't imagine you deal much in this, but yeah, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm aware that you're a tailor and a designer by trade. Do you happen to have any decent armor lying around? Mine is looking a bit unfit for purpose these days.
I got you, Professor. And I'll walk over and put my palm on his armor, and I will use my infusion on it. I gotta find the thing. Sorry.
You got to
If I
find the
already had
fan.
it, I got a +1 on it.
It gives you a +1 to it. Yeah, it gives you
Yeah,
like
you're right.
another. Okay. There's my infusions. No.
Well, I can certainly try to find you some armor. I don't think I can find it in time for tonight. I have access to scrolls and potions and such things that I can give you tonight. I suppose I could give you a scroll of protection from good and evil. That should give you a bit of a bonus in a pinch.
That sounds wonderful. Absolutely. Thank you.
I'll hand you one of those.
So, no guns.
I don't traffic in firearms. Not my specialty.
Understood.
I do have a friend that you can reach out to when you get back.
Oh, wonderful.
If you get back. I'm hoping you'll be successful. He goes by the name of Scrat, an excellent marksman, and happens to dabble and tinker in gunnery as well.
Yes.
Sounds like it. No,
And do you
Bit of a character, but well-intended. Normally, all you have to do is just bring a little sack of rotted meat, and he's happy.
I really want to see Karina and Scracked interact.
Right?
directions?
You want a gun? Don't you do finger guns? You're like one of those finger gun people. Just pew pew, just do your finger guns.
I've been trying. That's why I keep dying. Do you happen to carry anything that belongs to Callian that we might be able to use to scry or find him?
Unfortunately, I have myself, as well as Jaman Saord, has attempted to scry on Callian. He currently wears a device that makes him immune to scry.
Do you have anything that we might be able to locate him with? We do have means of location, so long as we have something that once belonged to the person.
I believe he wears a device now that makes it impossible to locate him.
Oh,
And we think this is done on purpose.
I must say I would have been a little bit more hesitant about accepting this if I... never mind.
You always start off with the good news and you finish with the bad news before you flourish and leave.
But he's
I'm no
probably
fool. No.
he's probably like, it's late at night, he's in his chambers, or he's somewhere in the council buildings, right?
Well, the main council chamber has been destroyed. I know that the only remaining place of residence that can hold any amount of people would be the Chandei Quorum Tower. The reason why I recommended you to Jamansa Order is because I know you've been there already. I believe you rescued someone from that same tower. You would be returning to the same place. There is a council estate chamber on the very top of the tower where we believe that he is residing. We just haven't been able to confirm it because spells of location and scry do not seem to work.
Do you know
Or-
anything else about... Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, if you've got other questions, I've got a final question about his neighbor. So that's
Oh, just if you happen to know anything else, like any other means that you've tried that have failed that would indicate that he's carrying, any other magical means of protection.
Well, I would imagine he could be carrying something that makes him immune to divination. Since both of those spell effects are of that school of magic, if that's the case, then he is carrying a powerful object indeed that is keeping him protected.
Do you have any idea of what it might be?
Not a clue.
maybe on the professor and I dropped by the oil pot. Well, I should say what was formerly the oil pot.
Yes, I am aware of all the details.
So you know what happened to Valen?
No, what happened? His body was never found.
Oh, his body was found. It was brought back here.
Oh, the Bone Devil reference you made. That was the corpse that the devil came from.
Correct.
Now, how much information do you share with Fabian about this? Because he seems genuinely surprised. He clearly searched the shop and clearly did not find Velen's body, but and I believe somebody lit it on fire.
Yeah, that was me on purpose.
Why am I not surprised?
Did you know about the basement?
his workshop chamber down in the basement. I had found the secret entrance. I had found what felt like very obviously placed evidence, if that makes sense. I'm still not convinced that Velen was truly, how shall we say, a conspirer.
Right.
I think he's more of a patsy.
I agree. But the equipment to produce it, was found at his shop. As well, his body was found in the ceiling, in the rafters, with a slit throat.
Oh, his body was found, and he was murdered.
His throat was slit.
And then you and your friends attempted to speak with dead, I imagine, and out popped a bone devil that tried to eat you.
This very special bone devil, and I showed I showed it to Jamon Sword, but I didn't show it to Fabian. But all the radiant script on the bones.
Yes, I would imagine that would be wholly unique, wouldn't it? Somebody of deity powers and the idea of commingling radiant energy with devilry is something new. Perhaps he got inspired by the Schism book that Jamon Sword had mentioned.
It's kind of where we were thinking, but you knew Valen to be a good person, though.
Valen was a very good person. Good merchant, did good works. I believe they did have a contact in Bassaris that they would often receive supplies and other engineering designs and specs from. I believe he was an individual that goes by the name of Malish. Was his contact in Bassaris. I've been attempting to reach out and find Malish, and I have had no success, unfortunately.
Well, I can pass that name along to my companions in service of the Queen. In the meantime, stay safe.
Stay safe. Are you kidding me? Are you... That's like saying don't get burnt at running through a burning building. You do realize what's going on, of course. This is coup d'etat. This is somebody has decided to not only force Ank'Harel and Jrusar into a war with King's Fall, but this brings so much possible downturn and fallout from this effect. Even stopping Callion now, we cannot make any guarantees as to this plan will work. All we know is if we don't stop Callion, then whatever Father Atrium's involvement is goes unfettered, and before long, thousands of people's lives are at risk.
I'm gonna Foreign holds his hand out to shake, and he says, "I mean, keep your neck intact."
Yes, of course. He grabs your hand and shakes your hand and listen. I am going to wait for you at the Silver Threads. I would imagine if all goes successful, you will appear in my shop and we can have a drink and a meal and talk about the excitement of its success. If you don't appear, I'm going to assume you're dead. Fair?
Fair.
Oh, by the way, Melody, your sister says hello.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, tell her hi back.
Yeah, the wedding was amazing. She got married about
What? Wait.
to her companion that she had traveled with.
She got married. She told me it wasn't even that serious.
War and secrecy tends to cause things to happen very fast, don't you think?
I'm mad as hell. I didn't get an invite. I didn't get anything.
You watch as Fabian got the beginnings of Dimension Door to make his way through the city, and it kind of flourishes open. And he could tell that you're a bit taken aback by what he told you. And just before he steps through the door, and I believe she's pregnant with twins. And he just steps through the door closes right behind him.
I'm like,
Shotgun marriage.
I'm on Eritrea immediately. Like, you message her now.
I feel like Melody swung at Fabian like
Yeah.
as the door closed. It's like,
Well, it's late in the
calm down,
evening.
calm down,
You can hear the music downstairs. The outside is quiet, like the veranda overlooking the Fate Walk Bridge. Every now and then you hear a patrol of the Wardens go by, but that's all you hear outside. Otherwise, you can hear all the music kind of, billowing up from down below. But once again, the patrols seem to ignore this location. They either take a wide berth or they simply turn away and walk down a different street. Would appear that maybe Damien could be a potential ally in your cause. He clearly was very appreciative, and also we get to learn more about Damien's husband at some point because he seems to be well connected into the Wardens as well. So there's definitely an opportunity there. But it's late at night. You can still hear the speakeasy going very robustly down below. What would you guys like to do next?
if you'd like, I would make the attempt to fly ahead, stealthily get up close, and I can get to a nearby tower at least and try to get eyes on the room or the apartment before we make any overly hasty decisions.
Are we waiting until? So curfew is still up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do we feel like we need to do this before curfew ends, such that we need to be stealthy?
The point was to do it tonight, I believe. If we did it with curfew, do you think Father Atrium cares about a curfew, or that it applies to him?
That's true. So, who can disguise themselves? We have potions of polymorph. I can do disguise self. Karina can do disguise self. So, can anyone else do disguise self?
I can, but I'm not planning. I'm
But
planning
you want
to
to go
fly
ahead.
Yeah.
So either Karina or I should be Atrium.
I do have the actor feat, so I have advantage on charisma saving throws so long as I'm not myself.
Ooh, nice.
Are you ever yourself?
So I think, do we know under like what pretense we're claiming to be him and going in there? Is there like a specific meeting that is supposed to happen, or are we just him and going there?
I would propose, it seems like Father Atrium has a relationship with Callian at this point where he's kind of controlling him, and maybe we can, or he's like acting like a counselor. Maybe we can just go up and say, hey, everyone clear out. We got to seek counsel with Callian, or take counsel with Callian.
That makes sense.
Urgent news from King's Fall.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the right call.
And then let's say we get him into a room alone. How do we incapacitate him and then move him out of there?
Incapacitate? I'm
Well-
going to kill him.
I think we just need to kill him.
So
They really did get you riled up.
Melody gets into barbaric rage in the middle of the fight, thinking,
Put in place a curfew. He closed all the bars. He's tried to kill me several times.
Or your family.
Yeah, it's not the direct threat of murder, but it's definitely closing the bars has her pissed off.
Closing the bars, and I missed the I mean,
You guys watch as like Melody has one of those raging like vessels in her temple that's like pulsing. Like, just-
The anime, like,
yeah.
so that her horns straightened out.
Yeah.
and steam pours out.
Well, look, I have means to communicate with all of you, and I've left you a pair of sending stones to communicate together. You can't really communicate back to me, but I'll have eyes on watching everything. I can go on ahead now, get out in the darkness. I should be able to get through this pretty well, I supposed.
Let's sit with the plan just for a little bit longer, because I think last time we did this, part of what made it work very well is that we had like an extremely solid plan. So do we want to consider distractions like we did last time? Because if we are kind of aiming to, make ourselves very obvious and go undetected in that way, we should think about how to not have everybody around us, and also how to move him out of there, replace him maybe. Anything that would mean us not having to fight every single guard.
I may be able to help us on the distractions. And I reach down and pet the head of my mechanical dog, my mechanical wolf.
Whoa!
Perhaps they can sneak around and make enough noise to draw the attention.
You guys keep going. I'm going to reset my camera really quick.
Yeah. Perhaps that can draw the attention of the guards. Just this little dog running through everything, making noise, making racket.
I have an ability that can give people a -10 penalty to perception checks until the spell ends. It lasts for a minute, but maybe that would be useful.
I saw you talking to that guard earlier.
Yeah.
Hey, get down, bud.
Are they trustworthy?
I think he is cool and a nice guy, and maybe not a huge fan of what's going on right now, but I don't know if he is so down with the cause that he would help us kill Callian.
Well, he doesn't have to know it was kill.
What would you want him to do?
If he's a member of the guard, and if he knows enough people in the guard, perhaps he can help us remove some potential witnesses from the floor.
I think it's a lot of trust to put in a person that we don't know super well.
All right.
We do have the staff, which means once we're inside and we've killed Callian and presumably nobody heard us, then...
Well, don't forget, part of Jamon's plan.
We have to know it's Father Atrium.
They have
They have
to at least be aware that Father Atrium was involved.
Oh, it's Father Atrium!
So we actually need people to see Atrium go in.
Yeah, so I guess we need Callahan's body to be left there. But if we have time, I would really love to do consume mind on him after we kill him, so I can get all of his memories and use that information for good reasons.
That is my...
Yeah, Professor, if you want to change your feet, go for it. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't like bird feet?
Well, I mean, the
All right, D6 inspiration for an obvious dad joke.
I was thinking you could take a D6 away from him for that joke.
Minus D6 on your next roll. Yeah. You know what, Ryan, you're well on your way to being a good DM.
It wouldn't be the first time I lost a D6.
Should we, to cement this story, sort of stealth over to the temple of the Dawn Father and then appear to walk his atrium from there?
That's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
The only risk is running into the actual Father Atrium.
But hopefully he's chained up during the night in his dungeon.
One must assume.
That's kind of what we think goes on, right?
I mean, you kind of get the feeling that, there's a period at night that at least that's what Elith seems to conjecture, that there's, it's almost like he goes into that chamber and rests in that chamber. And it's, even though she's never directly seen the outcome of what he does in there, I
There's
mean,
blood.
technically, if anyone's gonna know the condition of Father Atrium, it's gonna be Elith. So you could always send her a message and see if she's aware of his current location.
Or safe.
She's partying in our speakeasy right now, so
Oh no, she'd left. She was
left?
one of the ones. Yeah, during the wind down period, she was one of the ones
Okay.
that took off for the evening.
okay.
I believe mostly it's Darwin doing card games and gambling with all the drunk academy kids.
Okay.
So,
Fleecing them.
how
Alright.
are we going to kill Callahan without drawing attention so the guards come in? And I think after we kill him, we can just teleport to the silver thread.
Hey,
We could do the snatch and grab we mentioned last time and knock him into the
buddy.
portable hole,
Yeah.
and then just leave him there. He'd die in a little
Does
while.
he have?
Houdini.
Would he be able to teleport out of there?
Or like Misty Step or something.
Oh yeah.
You have to be able to see where you're going for Misty Step.
Well, if we
Mm.
just knock him into the portable hole, will there be fake evidence that Father Atrium killed him?
Guys, take him back out and put him on the ground.
What if the coroner's like, oh, this looks like portable hole damage. Look for everyone with a portable hole.
I mean,
If we have a short rest, I can add silence to my cantrip list, and then
Ooh, yeah.
I can cast silence.
But you
We
can't
probably
swap out
don't wanna
cantrips,
find a way
can
there.
you?
I think maybe a warlock feat.
Right.
Oh, okay. Ooh, cool.
Wait.
Maybe, I don't know. But that's not a cantrip though.
Sorry, pact magic.
Yeah.
So not cantrip, but pact magic. I can
Silence
swap.
as a cantrip would be amazingly overpowered.
Not saying that here, but I think I can just get normal spell. I'll look into it real quick. But I saw silence, and I was excited to use it at one point.
Now, I start taking pieces of the bone that look like jagged points. Look, once we kill him, perhaps we could deliver a bone into the body to make it look like that's what with the final blow.
We need to not drop our disguise because the people will do speak with dead on this guy. So we need to maintain our disguises
Correct.
when we're killing him.
Suggesting we use the bone with the radiant script on it to kill him,
Okay.
or in the body after it dies.
I mean, potentially obvious solution to that. Couldn't we just use Speak with Dead on him immediately after he died? Like,
Oh,
It doesn't matter what we
Yeah,
do,
then
only
you
do
can
it
never,
once?
yeah,
oh,
yeah, because then you can't use the spell again. That's genius.
that's so
yeah,
messed up.
yeah.
Do you know me? 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 Okay,
Yes, 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 yes.
I really, if we have time, I would really like to do consume mind on his corpse.
I
Okay.
really wanted to.
Just take his head.
No
okay?
one else. No one
Yeah.
else wants to eat his mind. We're totally on board.
Yeah, we're
Okay, thank you for
Maybe, like,
understanding.
right before we kill him, she's gonna be like, "Remember, I have to consume his mind."
He appears behind him like. It's only then that the tentacles separate and we realize that it's not actually a tentacle, but a mind flayer all along.
I'm so excited to become a full-on monster if I'm not already there.
Okay.
Such the antithesis to Puck.
All right, I feel like we have a plan. Are we?
We have a plan.
So for Jabatros and Eritreo, does polymorph allow you to polymorph only into an animal, or can you look like another
Uh-huh.
person?
You can learn how to
You can polymorph into any creature, any known creature, or creature that you're familiar with.
Okay.
Also, I don't.
polymorph into a human.
So plan is, Forn is going to go ahead and try and figure out where Callian is and stake out that location without being detected. We are going to stealth over to the Temple of the Dawnfather. Then we are going to transform into the figures that will then walk over to wherever Callian is. we'll find a way to clear out the guards, maybe with a distraction. We enter a room with him alone, and then we cast silence, and then we murder him.
Oh, on the balcony, yeah. It's more dramatic.
On the balcony, no, people can see the balcony.
Yeah, you can see Father Atrium kick him over the edge of the balcony.
That's actually such a good point.
Father Atrium can, I saw this movie where a guy said, this is Sparta, and kicked really hard. Another guy fell down this very deep pit, this is my Jrusar, and kick, and really,
The pop culture reference is strong with this one.
but I mean, it would be cinematic, would it not? Everyone would remember.
It'd be more cinematic if we blew something up, which I know you're accustomed to doing.
I can take care of that.
That won't be a problem.
Kurt, I need you to know, I know it's a different movie, but just based on memes I've seen today, now I'm just imagining like a Jrusar scene, and it's just what was it, Paul Smecker from Boondock Saints, just in front of there was a fireball.
Oh my god, I can see that scene right now. Yeah,
The investigation
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
Just shooting
Absolutely.
lightning bolts into the sky.
I'm still a little concerned about the how are we going to kill him. I feel like we're underestimating how powerful he might be, or how at least stacked with spells he might be.
I have command, and I have
That's why.
I have command. So we both have command. We could try and get him to freeze, and then we could attack him. I have, what is it? Cutting words, vicious mockery. I have something that makes him re-roll his saving throws.
Silvery barbs.
Silvery barbs, yes.
Okay, it does seem like we're coming in prepared. Do we have any way to block the entrances and exits? Like, so the guards won't be able to come in?
Won't know till
I
I
mean,
get there, but I
it
can
may
take a
seem
look at it.
counterintuitive, but when we get in there, why don't you just pop up the tiny hut that would shield it from all eyes? It would be inaudible to everyone outside, and no one and he can leave.
He could run out of the tiny hut.
True. So, I mean, well,
Also, I think it takes. I feel like we'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah. Details.
Look, before the night's over, I'm gonna go on up there, all right? And Foreign walks up to the veranda and looks around, make sure there's no guards actually on the street at the moment patrolling.
Okay.
And activates
Give me
his
a
drone.
perception check as you look around.
Okay. Nat 20.
Whoa!
Nice.
8, so 28.
As you're on the veranda looking up and down the streets, you don't see any obvious patrols or guards or anything. But as you check the roof line of the buildings that are on either side of the Fate Walk Bridge, you see the edge of a figure duck behind a roof line, about 100 feet off to your left.
Well, I'm going to investigate, obviously. I'll say, hey, and I'll say to them, and then fly off in that direction.
Give me a stealth check.
All right, let me double check it. I get advantage. I'm glad I get advantage because one was a 2, the other one was a 16, though. Plus 10, so 26.
26. As you are you zooming directly at where you saw them, or are you approaching them?
So
at
they
an
duck
angle?
behind the edge of a roof line, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and go around the roof line, not straight up and over, but around the side.
Okay. As you zip across the way around the side, you can see a rope hanging off the edge of a building, but nobody on it. The rope appears to still be swaying as if somebody just recently used it.
And it's going down towards the ground.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna drop down. I'm not gonna touch the ground. That way I can stay quieter that way. But I'm gonna
Okay.
drop down and again start looking and try and track them down.
Okay. Give me perception for starters as you drop down to the ground at the end of the rope.
That's a 24.
24. there is a clear disturbance of alleyway debris that looks recent to you. It seems to go in a kind of westerly direction through the alley, and you happen to know this alley dead ends at the very edge of the drop down the spire.
Okay.
So you know the alley goes for maybe 200-300 feet, and then comes to a dead end where the not necessarily specifically designed sewage pipes, but like where the ground just kind of naturally channels to a culvert that just allows the alleyway to kind of like drain off the edge of the cliff.
So I'm gonna fly like up in that direction, like angled up. That way I get above where we are. So I've got a little better shot looking down, a little bit of angle looking down at everything, but fly all the way to the end of the alley.
As you get to the end of the alley, you can see a rope has been bound to like a metal kind of like piece of rock and metal that was kind of pounded into the edge of the cliff. That rope is hanging down into the darkness, and the rope is still moving as if somebody's using it, but you don't see anybody.
Okay, you
get the feeling they're probably invisible.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut the rope. I'm just gonna flat out cut the rope and then follow the rope down. Like I'm just gonna cut it and I'm gonna fly down after the rope.
Okay. As you pull out your blade and cut it really quickly, the rope just snaps. And as it snaps, you watch as the rope is falling away, but then the rope begins to go a little bit slack. As you're following the rope down, give me another perception check as you're trying to figure out where this person is.
Yep. That's an 18 this time.
18.
All right.
Watch as the rope fades away off into the distance of the. You're 400 or 500 feet up in the air at this point, and you watch as the rope continues to fall away. It's following at a much slower speed, so you get the feeling the person's no longer hanging on to it, but you don't see the person anywhere.
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
Sorry, I feel like at this point, if there was a person on there, shouldn't they have to roll for Wilhelm scream?
Oh, not if they're a professional.
My thought was my thought of cutting the rope and chasing them was if they cast a spell or something to not continue falling, it would make them visible. So that's why I was like, I'm going to cut the rope.
Unfortunately, magical items work differently.
Yep. So I'm gonna.
You're now hovering about 200 feet below the area that you came over.
I'm gonna cast detect magic and start like flying back up.
Okay. As you bring detect magic into existence, you start coming back up, and by the time you reach the culverted area where you started and where you cut the rope, nothing.
All right, I'll fly back over to the veranda and be like, we have to go now. Look, somebody was watching us. They got away. I missed them. We have to go now if this is going to happen tonight.
All right. Let's get ready to go.
Before, and you're heading off towards the tower at this point?
I'm going back out and I'm headed towards the tower. I'm trying to, I know that's the tallest tower, so I'm going to try and go to the next tallest tower first and scope it from my rifle before I try to get it closer.
Okay. Are you remaining visible? Are you going invisible? Or
I'm trying to stay stealthy in and out of, like weaving in and out of the buildings and things as I go, but flying, not walking.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a stealth check. I'm going to give you stealth with advantage. Oh, that's right. Yep, you do have advantage now.
Double 18s. Come on.
Ooh.
Nice.
If only
too bad it's not combat.
I know, right?
It's still an 18.
Yeah, well, that's 28 because I have a plus
28.
10.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And the four of you are heading towards the Temple of the Dawnfather at this point? Or I thought it was the Temple of Bahamut, isn't it?
I think
Bahamut's
Bahamut.
there.
Elith is Bahamut.
That's right. He's
Dawnfather.
You
right?
are correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. You are correct.
And I'm like flying there. I understanding if I just outright flew between the places, it would be super obvious. So that's why he's like sticking to these buildings,
It's like
and
the
stuff
shadows
that.
of the spire and the tall buildings, and kind of zooming along and trying to keep hidden as much as possible. I got you.
Yeah.
So if we're trying to be low key on our way to the temple, I think maybe I'll take a polymorph potion now and be like a bird, because I can't
Okay.
stealth very well. So I'll take a
Okay.
polymorph potion to get to the temple of the Dawnfather.
I will also turn into a bird.
Trying to think what I want to do. I'm going to go for the path of least resistance and just turn into take a potion and turn into a Aarakocra that looks nothing like what I currently do. Just like I'm going to be, I'm
One
gonna be
hour
bird
potion.
of paradise.
We have 5 potions, right?
Oh, yeah, so never mind. I'm not wasting mine. I'll just turn into something random and kind of skulk around.
Yeah,
So I think-
I feel like they should be used for those of us that can't transform as is or disguise as is.
Yeah.
But I was
I
so
think-
excited.
So I think if
Bird with bird's intelligence, yes.
Kurt, Karina, and Melody don't need potions for the second stage of the plan, so I think Melody, Eritreo, and Jalbatros can take potions now, and then Treo and Jalbatros will take a second potion once we get to the Dawnfather Temple
Okay.
to change your form again.
Yeah, I'll
And that's
also
5.
I'll also go as bird, just so we look like birds. No, just
So what
flying.
we have is Anna Paquin and 3 Canadian geese flying behind her.
Oh my god. You know what? You're right. You're right, Ryan. Minus D6, Kurt. Minus
Reaching into the depths of cinema history.
Oh, God.
I had forgotten that she played the kid in that movie, man.
Yeah.
That is hysterical.
And
Um,
polymorph makes you take the stats of the animal, so you got to really hurt us.
So you need
Karina.
Again,
Hey,
it's
I
Anna
would-
I can
Paquin
ask
and
evil to
3
hurt you
Canadian
guys.
I would remember.
Just him not to eat you, I guess.
I'm helping out. Like I was an Aarakocra. Like I'm still like path of least resistance. I'm a bird of paradise Aarakocra. So
That just means
Kind
you're
of
still wearing
Paradise
armor, right?
Aarakocra, the most like
That means you're
Keep
still
in
wearing
mind-
armor.
extravagant and attention catching.
Yeah,
of all
Anybody who looks in any kind of humanoid form, you're going to be out and about during curfew.
Right.
So there is a possibility that you're going to attract attention to the Wardens. So your journey, the idea of your journey to travel from the Fate Walk Bridge down and over to the Father, the Temple of the Dawnfather, means that you can't technically look like people unless you want to take that risk.
okay, fair enough.
As much as I want to see an Aarakocra Bird of Paradise, I don't want to see him in jail.
I want to see him bounce
Yeah.
around with his wings out. That'd just be fun.
Exactly.
That's how he's going to deceive them to get away. Just-
Exactly. Just do interpretive dance. All right.
I love it.
I don't know.
Killing these falls.
Tally, can you be like a fairy or something? Like something small?
I can, and I have, but I can also use my lesser invisibility potion.
Oh yeah,
I'm not going to be using it to get in there.
all right. So 3
You
birds.
still
and
got to
an
herd the
invisible woman.
birds.
And I can ask evil to herd you guys.
What if you
Okay.
just- why don't you just become mice and get in her pocket?
Could do that.
She drinks it.
Would the mice in the pocket be invisible? Are things in
Yes,
your pocket
they would be invisible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then
Anything on the person who's invisible becomes invisible. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh man. Can I be a dove in like a magician's pocket then? Just
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing too
dove,
heavy,
a rabbit.
guys.
I feel like
A
Melody
dove,
would
a
be like
rabbit, what
a
else?
Melody would be like a really fabulous fluffy chinchilla.
Oh my god, what have I done? Um,
gave out polymorph potion.
Okay. So, Karina, when you let me go, I need you to do a Roy Batty monologue from Blade Runner. I've seen
my God,
things
you're
you
gonna get
people
dubbed.
wouldn't believe.
Okay, but only
All right.
because that would be objectively awesome.
It's late at night.
Steepings cooking off
The
shore.
speakeasy has wound down. Brutus and his dwarven female companion, Darwin and Meathead, have taken care of closing everything down. And while they don't know what you're up to, they're simply managing the fact that the speakeasy's closed, and they're just going about their tasks. Foreign has already slipped off towards the main towers to begin his overwatch and his overlook to try to figure out what's going on up there. Meanwhile, an invisible Karina is following Evil, who is flying between the different alleyways and streetways to kind of give you advantage on your perception checks, Karina. And you have a chinchilla, a pocket dove, and did we ever get what Eritrea turned into?
Let's just stick with a small bird. I'll let the rest of the clown show be their goofy.
Karina, give me stealth with advantage because you are invisible, for starters. Unfortunately, you do not get guidance because Melody is a chinchilla.
21 and 18. So 21.
21. Now give me perception as you are with advantage because Evil's guiding you through the streets and alleys to try to quickly get you to the Dawnfather's temple.
Sorry, it's been so long.
Starts with a P. It's in your stack of skills. That laundry list of skills. It should be in alphabetical order.
About halfway down.
18 and less than 18.
So 18. So your journey through the streets, Karina, it's very quiet. When a patrol comes nearby, Evil quickly says, duck down, there's a patrol coming. And then you kind of duck down in the alleyway. The patrol goes by with no real consideration or concern. And you continue. Takes you about 15 minutes to get to the Dawnfather Temple. You are hunkered down on the edge of the gardens out in front of the Dawnfather Temple. There are a handful of students in the garden area, like doing work. You get the feeling that this place might be like a 24/7 place where people are always studying. People are just always kind of doing things to help support and aid the temple. For the most part, the temple is dark with the exception of the main doors being open. You can hear a late night prayer chant that's going on inside. Things appear to be relatively normal from your position here. You find your way into the back portion of the garden, and the four of you are now hunkered down in the overgrown area of the garden, familiar to where Eritrea from time to time has kind of wandered in this part of the garden when he's visited here before. Plenty of cover and plenty of opportunity for the kick off the second part of the plan.
Okay, Karina does the caca, caca. And we're going to transforms into the dawn.
Technically, if you throw him hard enough and he hits the wall and loses his HP, he'll pop back into his regular form.
Oh,
Seems
Anybody that's in polymorph form.
Yeah, you watch as Karina reaches in, picks up the pocket dove, picks up the chinchilla, picks up the other bird.
That's the most Karina way to get people to turn back.
I didn't know how to talk to you, so I just figured I'd kill you. Foreign, you are now hovering between three towers. The tallest of the tower is the combination estate tower, prison tower, and a kind of it's where all the envoys and ambassadors that travel to speak with the Chandei Quorum usually reside in, and these are the other lesser towers on either side of it. You are hunkered down on a small kind of shelf of stone that has been left on the edge of one of the towers, allowing you to kind of like sit there, and you begin looking at the main tower. Give me perception with advantage, if you would, please.
Yeah, and I'm looking for Kalian or otherwise heavily guarded looking areas.
Okay.
Geez, 18. 10 was
18.
the better of 2 rolls.
The tower is broken up into 12 floors. You remember the mid floors and lower floors being the ancillary chambers and the kind of like self-imposed imprisonment that the original Carina Alpha was located in, or Prime, Carina Prime. So that all looks familiar to you. And there's gantryways that circle the entire all 12 levels of the tower. So, and it's one of those continuous gantryways that spirals down and back up again. So you can see that there's connections between the levels with stairwells, and you can see that every single level has at least 4 or 5 guards on patrol. But these aren't wardens. You've never seen these guards before. They are dressed in all kind of like black with silver piping on their armor. They're carrying dual-wielded blades. They look like scimitars at the hip. They have longbows on their back, and they all seem to be tabaxi in origin. You can see the silhouette of their face, the way they walk, which is unfortunate because you know that tabaxi are inherently stealthy. They are inherently quick and dexterous. You do not recognize the origin of this group. This feels like maybe they could be connected to a mercenary group that was recently brought in. After all, you've heard plenty of rumors that the Ivory Spire is just overrun with mercenary groups being brought in.
Mm-hmm.
The level that you suspect Lord Kalian to be in, which is the upper 12th floor level, there's the conical tower at the very top with a clear veranda that runs around it. You can see that the double doors that lead into the interior are open. There's a light. You actually see Lord Kalian sitting on the veranda, surrounded by books, journals, and maps. And there's at least 4 tabaxi guards around him as well.
Okay. I will before I make any further moves, I will communicate that to Carina, because she was the one carrying everybody. So
Okay.
Unsure of what the status is at the moment where they are. So I'll activate my token on Carina and let her know, I see Kalian top floor on the veranda reading 4 tabaxi guards. Actually, lots of tabaxi guards, 4 around him.
I will relay this information to everyone using message, so it'll stay quiet.
Yeah, I like that.
I feel like Professor would be the one guy that's like wearing headphones that turns around and says, like, really? There's a message in the heads, and he's just, really? Tabaxi guards?
But have they seen how buff I am?
Do you want me to try and learn them away? Just like play into like some kind of, I don't know, Eric Copeland racism when it comes to tabaxi? Oh look, I'm a helpless bird fellow. I have an injured wing. Better lead you away from not my nest. That's not what I'm doing.
It sounds good.
So oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm gonna wait for an opening when it looks like, or I like try and read the timing of the guards and look for when there's gaps, because with only 4 people, they have to at some point be turned towards each other at some point to try and make any moves at all going forward.
Okay.
You can also, apropos playing into prejudice against tabaxis, we can say that we can demand that they cannot be present because their kind is mercenary, shifty, whatever. Feels like something the Don would say.
Are we calling Father Atrium the Don? Is that what we're...
Is that I get confused. That his name was the Don.
He is a priest for the Temple of the Dawn Father.
Okay.
I thought you were making some kind of Godfather reference.
Yeah,
so.
I kind of I think associated him with like Don.
Callian,
Yeah, it does feel like something Father Atrium would say.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I'm gonna try and do a Marlon Brando for this, and I need you all to like not make fun of me.
You're on mute, Kurt.
Oh,
You're still on mute, Kurt. Can't hear you.
Okay.
Try your headset.
Jack,
There you go. Now we can hear you.
maybe the light went out on the mute button on my computer. Because the light wasn't on, but I touched the mute button and it came back on. Weird.
The curse of technology
Yeah.
is here forever.
So
what's the plan?
Yeah, I'm looking for a gap to fly closer first. I'm not trying to make any assaults, but it's more of a
There's a pattern
closer
that you.
reconnaissance.
There's definitely a pattern that you pick up on. You have a window of about a minute between their guard patrols kind of shifting their overlaps. And then as soon as that minute expires, the guards kind of reappear. So you've got a gap of about a minute to try to do something.
Okay, I'm just trying to get onto the roof or above the roof, not
Yeah.
touching it, but above the roof there. So
Okay.
I'm just crossing from where I am, crossing up above
And you're
the
still visible at this point?
roof. Yep, I'm still visible.
All right, give me another
Alright.
stealth check.
That's why the whole point's to try and time it out.
Yep. Give me another stealth check.
That's a 26.
26. As you get to the top of the roof, and you're now kind of like hanging on to the conical portion of the roof and looking directly down onto the veranda, you can see Lord Callion is there. You can see the 4 Tabaxi guards spaced out on the balcony, no further than 30 to 40 feet away from where Lord Callion is standing at the table. And he seems to be talking to somebody. Spread out on the table are maps of the Hellcatch Valley. And these maps seem to, well, let me make sure I get the positions right. And once again, I thought I had the damn map up, but of course I did not. Oops, hold on. Let me go to the right folder. Do it correctly this time. And there it is. Gotta love quick search keys. They are fun. Make life a lot easier. The map, from what you could tell, is definitely of the Hellcatch Valley. You can see that it is obviously it's also a map that shows Jrusar. It shows a lot of circles and squares and triangles between the border region of the Hellcatch Valley of a place called the Gujar Sarai, which is kind of like a border village before you're in the Hellcatch proper. And then, of course, it shows a bunch of marks and other things around King's Fall, as well as a bunch of arrows coming up from the Ashnador, like coming out of the Ashnador Mountains, like 3 or 4 different arrows pointing towards Bassaris, which is technically the capital of the Hellcatch Valley. You could also see arrows coming in from the Rumadan Desert, coming past the Gold Rush Heights, into the area of the Raja Arma, and down towards Bassaris as well. It's almost like a coordinated map representing what you think might be forces coming from different directions into the Hellcatch Valley. And then you hear this very bellicose kind of deep throttled laughter. I think you worry too much there, Lord Kellyan. Or shall I say, Grand Marshal Kellyan. You know, the plans have gone pretty well, don't you think? You watch as Lord Kellyan looks over his shoulder back into the interior of the room that because he's on the veranda. He looks back into the interior. I don't really care what you think anymore. The game has changed. Now that we have the approval of Vasselheim through Father Atrium, then we know that what we're doing is the right thing. You watch, walking out onto the veranda, this huge Minotaur. He stands maybe about 8 feet tall. He's got both of his horns are massive with these metal spikes on the end of them. It's the belt, the bandolier from shoulder down to waist that just causes you to take an intake of breath as you see many physical paraphernalia of Fae that have been harvested from Fae. And they're hanging almost like a fetish kind of belt across his chest, like a set of fawn horns, a set of satyr horns. You can see the kind of slowly desiccated head of like a fairy creature. You can see that he's wearing across his upper body the skinned furs of centaurs across his body, and he carries a spear that is roughly 9 feet in length with this kind of orb of energy that rotates around the head of the spear. And you recognize this description. You recognize this is Spike. This is that you suspect to be the leader of the Iron Collective and the main person behind the current atrocities against all the Fae creatures, whether it's kidnapping or harvesting or however they're coming across his path. And he stands there on the veranda, this huge form. He leans his spear up against the wall and he places his hands on the veranda and he looks down into Jrusar. I mean, it's not too many men that could say they gained possession of a city in the matter of days as opposed to a lifetime. You no longer have the council to worry about. You and Father Atrium can run this city at your pleasure, while me and mine see to it that King's Fall and the rest of them are treated accordingly. What could you possibly be afraid of? The plan has worked perfectly, don't you think? But Kellyan looks over at Spike. Listen, I don't trust Father Atrium. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel when I'm in his presence, I feel like I'm not in control of my faculties. Yes, well, he does seem to have that effect. See, I'm fortunate. I'm an idiot. So there's no worries there. But do you think Father Atrium has alternate plans? Father Atrium represents Vasselheim. Vasselheim will always have other plans. But now with Jamon Saor dead, and we now have the full backing of Vasselheim, then taking the Hellcat should not be that difficult. I just wish that damn ambassador for Ank'Harel would hurry up and get here so that we can make our moves, make our plays. Yes, the ambassador. I will send people out to look for them. Hopefully it's just a minor delay. Supposedly, they are bringing some more ships to help us deal with King's Fall. More troops, I'm to understand. Well, I think we're going to need more, Spike. I mean, the 3,000 that we have assembled in the Airy Spire will get you started. But I think we underestimate the abilities of King's Fall. Perhaps. They're weak. They're not expecting any of this. I'm not very worried. Well, I have things to attend to, oh Grand Marshal. And he just kind of smiles at him, and you watch as Marshal Kellyan comes over, takes the hand of Spike. You be careful, my dear. Do not let any of this go sideways. Do you understand? Spike kind of looks at the other tabaxi. Careful. Very careful. Our charade is a charade for a reason. Marshal Kellyan looks around. I understand. But just not used to the skin. It's so strange. This form. I don't understand it as well as you do. It's all right, dear. Things are happening as we expect them to. Do not worry. Everything will be handled. And they almost look like they're about to embrace, but then they kind of remember where they are and kind of step away from each other. All the tabaxi are turned away, like looking off the veranda. And there's a point, Thorn, where tabaxi stares right at you. Like you get the feeling that you're being stared at, but there's enough shadow and darkness around you. You're not sure they actually see you. And they kind of look away and then start as if just going back to looking off the veranda. You watch as Spike takes his spear and he taps it on the ground 3 times. And he utters the word collective, and he is pulled into a gateway and is gone.
I send the message to Karina again, just echoing Spike's here, was here. Spike and Kalian have something going on. There's a plan. They don't trust Atrium. Kalian feels strange around him. Keep this in mind when you come here. We're at the top. I'm on the roof. I can see everything.
Do you add the fact that it seems like this Kalian might be a changeling or a doppelganger? Or any kind of...
Like, I have that suspicion, but I don't have it confirmed. That's why I'm like, they're in cahoots somehow, but it's not what we think.
Okay, I relay everything to everyone via message.
And you guys are currently changing into Father Atrium and accompaniment and beginning your journey towards the area that Foreign is currently hiding in?
They also mentioned an ambassador that they're looking for. I don't know, if this is not Kalian, maybe we're better off just relaying all of this information to Jamansa Org. Because if we get there and we kill somebody who is not Kalian, and then we might have risked our lives for a lesser prize. I don't know. How do people feel?
Well, I agree, but we don't... Like, Melanie and Karina don't have the information.
That's fair.
I would have maybe I would have said the skin thing about the skin feels weird, because that still doesn't mean that it's necessarily a changeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As a changeling, can I just roll insight into what are the likely what kind of person would say something like that?
I forgot that was the comment was the skin feels weird. So.
I mean, you certainly could try, but it's a high DC.
I'm gonna go for it. Why not?
Changeling that hates changelings?
Listen, I have experience in hating them, so in a way, I am perfect for this. Does that lower the DC?
No.
Okay.
You have very little information, so you're really grasping for straws at this point.
It is 16, that incredibly high DC you mentioned.
16 is really good.
Yeah, thank you, Melody. Thank you.
I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like I am being bartered with, and I have nothing to barter with.
Maybe I can try a barter point real quick. Before I communicate this, if I release my pet, and have the pet just kind of drop off the veranda. I'm gonna stay back, but it drops off the veranda and just touches Kalian, lands on Kalian, and then bounces off and scatters away. It's gonna put me at risk. I get it. I understand.
And what's your expectation for doing this?
The homunculus can cast a spell from it. I can cast a spell from the homunculus servant, and I would identify Kalian. It's going to drop on, like, the point is to try and get it to drop on Kalion to cast Identify.
Your homunculus will need to give me stealth, but does not gain your advantage.
Okay. Okay. Let me look at his stats, because they actually have stats. Give me just a second.
Don't forget that D6 inspiration.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
that's right.
Oh, I'm there. Hang on. Where's the button to look at this thing? There it is. Okay. It has a +4 to stealth. That's not bad. Okay. And then my D6 inspiration makes it a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
13 +4.
What does your homunculus look like?
It's the little, it's like a little wolf. It's an undersized little metallic wolf. It's not the size of a proper wolf. It's small.
How many hit points does it have?
It has 4.
Oh, okay. Then I
So
don't.
it's just gonna. I mean, it's gonna hit, and that's
As it starts dropping, about a few feet above Kalyan's like shoulder area, you watch as one of the tabaxi moves so quick that it's practically a blur. And then both scimitars come out and strike at the homunculus, bifurcating it into multiple pieces, and then the pieces just kind of drop to the ground. All the other tabaxi kind of stare and look, and even Lord or Marshal Kalion looks down, and they all look up at the same time, wondering where this thing came from. And they stare up towards the top. They stare at the other towers. You hear Lord Kalion, looks like somebody lost one of their toys. Huh. Interesting. It's okay, Prowler. You and the others can go for the night. I think things will be fine here. If you say, sir. And you watch as the tabaxi who just did that gathers up the other 3 tabaxi, and they head back inside. You could hear the opening and closing of a door.
This
as
is
if
the
they've
trap.
left.
sure. So I don't have any more information to give you. Sorry about it. Possibly being a changeling.
Maybe we're better off kidnapping whatever it is and having that lead us to Kalian. Because clearly there's already something happening. Or we can just kill it and hope for the best.
It kind of feels like this person is here as a decoy or something.
Foreign, give me a wisdom save, if you would, please.
Sure.
Sorry, a wisdom save at disadvantage.
What?
Disadvantage. That's a 9.
A 9. Come and join me, would you, Fawn? And you feel yourself let go of the tower and float down to the veranda.
No.
And as you land on the edge of the veranda, there's Lord Kalion staring at you. I thought that might have been you that attempted to drop this toy on me. Now hold still. I promise you, this won't hurt a bit.
Oh no!
You watch as Lord Kalion approaches you. And then you're still kind of locked into place, and you can't seem to move all of a sudden. And as you're locked into place, unable to move, speak, or do anything, the necklace that he's wearing flares a bit, kind of crackles with a bit of energy. You then watch as he crosses his arms. You know, this has been fun. This has been easy. I want you to see just how wrong you and your friends have gotten it. Jamansa Ord is dead. The council no longer exists. And before long, me and my people will be in charge of both the city, the Hellcatch Valley, soon enough, Ankarel. Because that's the nature of our skills. It's just who we are. And you watch as the Kalion visage fades, And standing in front of you is a changeling.
Ooh.
You can tell by his overall appearance because you've seen Karina and you've seen Green Cloak.
Yeah.
And he's got that same kind of tonality, or they have that kind of tonality of just a little bit of androgyny, but kind of like a strange kind of inflection of mystery about them. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Lavian, and me and my people have been living under the thumb of humans for far too long. And it's time we get what is ours. Now, the Fae-loving creatures like you, I normally leave to my husband. But I will kindly take another human-loving Fae out of the equation, if it's so necessary. For I'm going to give you the power of speech. It's going to be the most important speech of your life. You need to convince me, Fawn, why you love these humanoid creatures so much. Why you disdain your own Fae kind. Why do you still ally yourselves with those that are responsible for destroying our world? And you feel like the power of speech return.
What in the hells are you talking about?
You were there. You saw it.
The attack on the chamber.
No, you silly fool. That is kid stuff. That is distraction. That is ease. Let's push a button and make it happen. I'm talking about the airship that you were on 10 years ago when you saw the catastrophe that was the destruction of the Fel and the Fae. And that monstrous human creature, Mason. You remember that, don't you?
Like, Foreign, he can't move, so he's just blinking hard for a moment, and he keeps his eyes closed. I wasn't there by choice.
It's not a matter of choice or concern. Had Mason never existed, the Fae would still be intact, the Fel would still be intact, and this apocalypse that was sent upon us would never have happened. But it has. And me and my husband are in the business of weeding out the Fae that still think that these humans are still of value. For you know they are not. We intend to purge this world of every single human that's ever existed. He steps up in front of you. I would like to know, Fawn, are you Fae or are you a human lover?
I'm Fae in service of the Bright Queen.
Yes, and she seems to have an affinity for these smelly pink skins. Why do you share in this affinity? What motivates you, Fawn? If it's money, I have tons. If it's vengeance, I can point you in the right direction. If you merely like to kill, Fawn, I can give you plenty of work for the purposes of killing.
Levion, do you know what I am?
I know your smell. I know your kind. I've dealt with your kind before.
So you know what happens if you kill me. What's likely to happen if you try to kill me.
Yes, it does intrigue someone like me. I'm wondering, Fawn, if you die, do you think there's actually a hag there to receive you? There's no Feywild. There's no Shadowfell. Does your soul linger in the ethereal, unable to connect with the hag that is intended to possess you? I would imagine that might frighten you a bit. At least if there is a hag willing to receive you, it's an end of a story that can be told. Otherwise, do you just drift in nothingness forever? An empty shell? A soulless wisp, a ghost that flits about with no intended consequence of what and who you are, who possesses your soul or intends to take you?
There's only one way to find out.
Yes,
And-
there is only one way to find out, isn't it?
With Thorin's last word, he uses it to cast Misty Step.
At what level is Misty Step?
Misty Step is level 2.
I will counterspell that, so I need you to make a con save
Con.
versus my DC save.
Okay.
You have to beat a 20.
So I have to roll really high.
Really high.
Really high. Oh my god. +2.
19? Oh, you missed it by 1. Just as he recognizes you verbalizing Misty Step, he snaps his fingers. And Misty Step fails to execute. Your mouth is resealed shut. So, I believe we have your answer. Prowler, come here. You watch as the door opens into the main chamber and the 4 tabaxi come in with very wicked-looking grins and smiles on their face. You see, Master, I told you, somebody was definitely there. Yes, somebody indeed. Take his possessions, if you would, please. Before long, it's just you and your armor. Nothing else. Everything's been taken off of you. The 2 tabaxi pick you up and toss you over the edge. You begin to plummet the 120 feet.
Hi.
When you hit the 60-foot range, you fall out of range of his ability to control you. So you're halfway down the tower, and you look up to see them all staring down at you at this point. What do?
Look at my spell list.
You have no equipment other than your armor. That's the only thing you have on.
Yep.
Your boots were taken. Your weapons were all taken.
Yep.
All of your rings and everything was taken.
So I'm going to try and move turn my body to move me closer to the spire, closer to a building, within 30 feet of a building or of the spires at all.
Okay.
And Misty Step off to the building.
The building spaces are 50 feet apart.
Or to
So
building, or like a just, even if it's a flat edge of the cliff space, just flat land somewhere. Outcrop.
This is going to be challenging because you're falling, and Misty Step will be a continuation of that fall when you finish it, because Misty Step is an active of your movement. It's a continuation of your movement. So usually feather fall and levitation are the only things that kind of work in these environments.
Yeah. If only I had...
Misty Step will get you somewhere, but you're going to take damage from the fall. A lot of damage the fall.
Yeah, because I'm falling fast. I was at the very top. My brain is running through about how much time I've got to do this.
You got 3 seconds.
So, yeah. It's not, as I was saying, it's not enough time to get off anything else other than like a Misty Step. So, yeah. I'm gonna try and Misty Step into a body of, or into like trees, wooded area.
Okay.
so I can catch shit on the way down. It's not,
Give me a perception check on your Give me a perception check on your way down. See if you could see an area that might limit the damage of the fall.
15.
15.
Yeah.
At the base of all of these Chandei towers, halfway down, you can see the ruin of the Quorum chambers off to your left, about 80 feet. You're falling in amongst 3 towers, the main estate tower that you were on the very top of that you were just thrown off of. And then 50 feet away to your right and left are the secondary towers where like ambassadors and people come and stay. And as you're falling, you realize at the base of all these towers are gardens and parks and like areas of respite, like where people can, during the day they can meet and enjoy. I mean, the Chandei Quorum was always a rich kind of, nice area anyways. So you can see in the foreground, like all these parks and stuff. And you kind of steer yourself towards one of the copse of trees. Give for starters, because you cast Misty Step at the last possible second.
Yep.
And you plummet down, you Misty Step over into those trees.
Yep.
And as you do, you focus on the ground right below the trees, knowing that you're probably going to hit pretty hard. Yep. Give me a dex save, if you would, please.
Okay. Without my gear, I don't think I get advantage on it. Let me pop these off real quick. Yeah. Oh, you said I'm still wearing my armor, though, right?
Just your armor. That's the only thing you have on.
Okay.
Your boots are gone. All your weapons and everything. It's just barefoot and armor, and that's all you have.
All right, sorry. Okay, dex save. 22.
22.
Thank you.
You
plus
will
dexterity.
Yeah.
What happened?
I think that was am I back yet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear you.
there.
That was weird. I thought that was one
really
of those
weird.
you're off by yourself again things.
I actually don't think it was me. I think it was actually StreamYard that time.
Might have been StreamYard, yeah.
Because you guys all kind of did Worms of Deaths at the same time.
Yep.
So, but I didn't have any notifications on connection issues on my side. So I think it might have been StreamYard. Either that or it was an EMP blast that didn't affect me. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
So it's 6d12, or sorry, it's 12d6 damage that you're going to take because it's a d6 for each 10 feet of falling damage. I pre-rolled it and it's 89 points of falling damage, but it's halved to 44 because you managed to succeed at that last possible moment to stick the landing, but it's shattering. It's just like, it's jarring. It comes up into your bones and you kind of somersault into the Misty Step and you're now in the trees at the base of the tower. And as soon as you hit the ground, you can hear people yelling. You can hear the familiar language of the Tabaxi calling out. You can see torchlights on the fringe of the garden area. And you can hear the voice from above. And it's Callion's voice. Spy! Intruder! Assassin! Down below! Kill him! And suddenly the area is beginning to flood with the Tabaxi guards. You have maybe 6 seconds until they find you.
Okay, I'm gonna get up and I'm in a garden copse. Is there like a building nearby at all?
Give me a perception check as you look around.
Yep. Oh, 13.
13.
All my good rolls happened earlier. These are
There are little stone outbuildings. You think these are probably caretaker sheds, is the vibe that you get.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go to a caretaker shed, but rather than if the windows are open, I'm going to Misty Step into the room. Instead
The
of
sheds are
like full blocked out, like no windows.
Well, yeah, they're basically just a wooden door with a 100 square foot stone building. No windows at all to the interior. You get the feeling that these are just caretaker sheds for the gardens. They probably keep tools and other equipment in there for the gardens, as best you can tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get into one of those.
Okay. The door is unlocked. You easily slip inside. Sure enough, it is filled with tools, implements, and other items to care for the garden. And just as you shut the door, you catch a glimpse of torchlight coming into the garden area as at least a dozen of those tabaxi guards have arrived.
I'm gonna press to digitate the sound of footsteps. Like when I open the door, I'll press to digitate the sound of footsteps, like going the opposite direction of me.
Give me a deception check, if you would, please.
Deception? All right. Same thing. All right, deception, that's 10.
One of the tabaxi calls out, and you watch through the crack of the door as 4 of the tabaxis follow in the direction of the noise that you made. The other 4 stay put in the clearing of the garden, and then another 4 spread out into the outskirts of the garden. There's one particular tabaxi there that you that seems to be in control of these other ones that are here. And, he's kind of pointing in different directions. You 3 stay here. 4 over there. You chase after that sound. See what that is. So they're kind of like spread out around you at this point.
Okay. Then I'm going to try and what is this? I assume it's like thatch roof with just a bar of rafters on it.
It is a straw roof with a kind of shale tiling on the straw roof. There's like beams, like very crudely hewn beams that make up the roof, and then all the walls and foundation are stone.
Okay, yeah. So I'm actively trying to get up onto the beams, and just get into the deepest corner of that area as I can.
Okay. Give me a stealth check as you do your best to hide up in the beams.
Bounced out. Oh, that's a 24.
God, even without advantage and without all your get, huh?
Without what single roll, I got a +10 to stealth now. So
that's nice.
I rolled a 14, so it was an okay roll, but yeah, 24.
For the 4 of you, as you journey through the city, what do you guys look like now that you're making your way towards the main tower?
Dude, what?
Because I know one of you is supposed to look like Father Atrium, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so Karina now looks like Father Atrium. What do the rest of you look like?
I want to look like a monk acolyte, like maybe a minotaur or an ogre, just something that has my kind of physique. Like,
yeah, I love it. Good call. Yeah. For Eritrea and Melody, what are you guys gonna take the persona non grata of as you're now accompanying your loyal master, Father Atrium, to go and pay a call on Lord Callion?
Yeah, I would just look like sort of a generic Dawn Father cleric, but really cute.
Generic, but fucking cute.
Yeah.
Fucking adorable.
Yeah, I assume we grabbed some robes from there, and I also want to look like a loyal follower.
Okay.
Obviously can play the part well.
Okay. You guys arrive to the outskirts of the main tower, and there's clearly something going on. There's a lot of guards out and about with torches. There's a lot of yelling and calling out. A tabaxi quickly approaches you, Karina, in your Father Atrium form. Father Atrium, late night call. We're afraid that there's been an attempt on the Lord Marshal's life, and the person got away. We're attempting to find them. Is there something I can do for you? Why are you here?
I must see Lord Callion at once. There are pressing news of King's Fall.
Related to King's Fall. Strange. Very well. Give me a moment. You watch as the tabaxi turns back towards the main tower, talks to 2 of the other tabaxis that then head up, and before long, walking, like within about 5 or 10 minutes, walking out of the base of the tower is Lord Callion. He kind of approaches you. Father Atrium, I was not expecting to see you this evening. Is everything all right?
We have no time to spare. We have much to discuss regarding potentially disastrous matters that have developed recently.
Oh, give me a persuasion check with advantage, because you are mimicking yourself as Father Atrium.
Get down, guys. Get down.
Well, do I get the +4?
Yes, because she's not a bird or a chinchilla anymore. So yeah, you get the D4.
Okay, so that's going to be 18.
18. He is going to insight check that. I rolled a natural 18 plus 7.
We're fucked.
Not necessarily. It's an insight towards your expression of concern. Unfortunately, Father Atrium, there has been a disturbance this evening. That needs to be dealt with first. I can come to you in the morning and we can discuss your concerns. Unfortunately, this must be dealt with now, but thank you for bringing your concerns to me. And he quickly turns on his heels and starts walking back into the interior of the tower and then disappears inside the tower.
Oh, we're fucked.
Can I tell you? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Tiana.
Before he goes away, can I say, "Sir, I am afraid this cannot wait."
He will ignore you and keep going.
Can I try to intimidate him?
You could certainly try to intimidate him. Yeah, go for it. Because so far the plan's been working brilliantly tonight.
Hey, absolutely. Let's see what my intimidation is. I don't think it's actually all that great, but it's a +4. So.
No, I don't like this laugh.
It's a crit fail.
Oh, no!
Just as he ignores you, Professor Jabatross, how do you try to intimidate him to respond to you?
Cut him off and just kind of be like, "Sir, my master will speak with you now."
No.
His voice squeaks when he says it.
Yeah.
Sir, my master.
Exactly.
My master.
Callion stopped just as he's about to disappear over the threshold into the tower. He stops and turns over, he turns to look over his shoulder and looks at the tabaxi next to him. Prowler, would you mind escorting the father and his poorly disciplined students away from the quorum, if you would? And if they give you any problems, well, feel free. And he disappears inside. Prowler and 5 other tabaxi come towards the 4 of you and begin to usher you back towards the gondola rise that you guys came up to get up to the towers. Leaves you at the gondola rise, and Prowler just kind of whispers, "Best not to linger long. My people are busy. That's the only reason why you're alive." And then him and the rest of the tabaxi disappear. And in the backdrop, in behind all the garden spaces around the towers, you can see torchlights moving quickly through the trees. And it's almost as if they're looking for somebody.
Hey, when
Karina's voice comes through the father. What the fuck is happening here?
Hey, after he leaves, but Prowler kind of comes up to talk to us. Can I try to command him?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. He turns away after ushering you to the gondolas, and the other tabaxis are ahead of him. It's a wisdom save, right?
Yeah, it's a wisdom 15 save.
That is a 3 plus 5. That is an 8.
Just gotta go grovel! So
No!
it's one of the 5 things I can tell him to do.
I like that though. That's great. Because
suddenly the tabaxi that escorted you to the gondola rise is on his knees, groveling for the better part of 6 seconds, and then shakes his head And the other 4 tabaxi with him, Prowler, are you okay? Prowler slowly gets to his feet and looks over at Father Atrium and the others. If they attempt to follow, kill them. And Prowler stomps off. And the other 4 tabaxi linger at the edge of the gondola platform. Just as the gondola arrives, the door slides open. Foreign. Inside the shed, you hear the door open below you. You watch as... Oh, good Lord, I hope Melody and Ryan are okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I was just going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Okay. Like, work. It's always work. I feel so bad for her.
Yep.
As the door opens, 3 tabaxi walk inside, and they are quiet. They are definitely quiet. They begin to look around. They look behind the equipment. There's a moment when they look up at the rafters, but you're pretty deep in the shadows. One of them has a spear that they prod up into the rafters, and the spear like goes right by your chin and kind of sticks into the lumber and then gets pulled out. And then they slowly finish their search and then close the door, and you can hear them talking outside, and now you can hear them scattering out even more.
I will ease quietly out of the rafters to take a look out the door, or like to peek out the door.
Yeah, give me a stealth check as you do that.
That's only a 16 that time. Pretty bad.
You come down, and as you do, your foot hits the edge of a gardening tool, and it clatters against the other tools. As you peer, you peer through the door crack at the same time you do that, and you watch as at the edge of the garden, the 3 tabaxi that were leaving suddenly stop. And they seem to exchange words. Their scimitars come out, one holding a spear, and they're now slowly approaching the front of the garden shed.
Okay. I'm going to cast Ambush Prey.
Okay.
Just back against the door, or like against the wall inside the door. Not in front of the door, but just beside the door. Ambush Prey makes me invisible for up to an hour.
Okay.
And until I make an attack.
The door, as you do that, you press up against the back wall, and suddenly the door kicks in, just as you go invisible. The one tabaxi with the spear stands in the archway of the door. The other 2 have put away their scimitars and pulled off their longbows, and are behind the tabaxi with longbows pointed directly into the interior of the shed. I swore I heard something. And he looks down to see where the tools had fallen over. And after seeing the tools that had fallen over, and he looks around, he doesn't see anything. He backs out and then closes the door, and you hear like a hammer and a spike. You 2, fetch oil now.
No.
You feel like you've got maybe 2 or 3 minutes before they come back with oil.
Okay.
In case you want to try anything.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's now alone, waiting for the other 2 tabaxi to come back.
Okay.
But he seems to have hammered pittons, little iron spikes, into the door, sealing the door.
Yep. If I, with my attack, or with my attack action, if I'm trying to bust through the door, but on top of him, kind of thing.
I mean, you could peer through the door and see where he is, because there's cracks in the slats of the door.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so I'll look through the cracks. If he's still in front of the door,
he's about 20 feet away from the front of the door.
Oh, he's moved away. Okay. All right.
Yeah. You can see he's staring at the door. His spear is ready. And you can hear him calling out to the others to hurry up with the oil. You can't see where they are, but you get the feeling they're off towards the base of one of the towers, probably collecting barrels of oil.
What garden tools do I see there?
Anything you can imagine. Shovels, pitchforks, hoes, anything that would just be a standard kind of farming implement is here. Scythe, there's a big scythe kind of hanging on the wall as well.
Okay, so like I'll grab like machetes for trimming the bushes, or like the branches on bushes, something like a machete, or
okay,
like a bill hook.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna go for it and try to bust the door open now. Just put my shoulder into it.
Okay. Give me a strength check as you put your shoulder into the door and you run at it and try to break it open.
Oh, that's only an 11.
As you bounce off the door, it reverberates and your invisibility fades.
I'm sorry, it's a 14. Sorry, but yeah, I don't know.
DC's a 17 because he put spikes into it.
Yep.
As you put your shoulder into it and you bounce off of it, you could just hear him laughing from the other side. We've caught the bird. Bring the oil. You watch as the other two tabaxi arrive, and they are now throwing barrels of oil like up onto the roof. They're dousing the door with oil. They're dousing the edges of the building with oil as well. You feel like you've got a minute until they set it on fire.
Okay. I'm going to...
Thanks, Charles.
I'm going to cast Charm Person on one of the tabaxi that's tossing oil.
Ooh. I'll say it'd be on one of them coming around the front door to put more oil on the front door.
I would need to see it, right? So
yeah, you have to be able to see them. So that's a wisdom save, right?
Uh-huh.
That is a 17 plus 3 is a dirty 20, unfortunately.
Okay, that's going to pass. Then I will disguise self as well, because I get a free use of one of those. I'm going to disguise self and try to make myself look like one of the tabaxi. And then in Thieves' Cant, out the door, just say, let me out of here. I was just trying to sneak around.
Give me deception if you would, please.
Sure. Pull out all the stops, right? Use everything.
Yep.
Deception, that's a 19. It's 14 plus 5.
That is a 15 for insight. There's a bit of confused looks on their faces, and finally the tabaxi with the spear has the other two tabaxis undo the spikes, and the door is pulled open. How do you look as a tabaxi? Like, what would they see?
I would have tried to match their coloring, like match their uniform and coloring. I think they were like black with spots, so I'm like a black with spots tabaxi. But if they look hard enough, I don't have a tail because I can't really disguise one of those.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But you rolled a really good deception as part of your overall ploy.
Yeah.
The tabaxi looks at you. What are you doing in there, you damn fool? We almost set you on fire. Get back to your station.
I snuck out. I was trying to sneak back in. Sorry. There's really pretty girls at this casino down in the other tower. Sorry.
Wait a minute. Pretty girls? And he stops you. What do you mean pretty girls? Are they... You're not hanging out with humans, are you?
No. Oh. Tabaxi.
There's more tabaxi here?
Not a whole lot. Just there's a couple in there.
It's kind of being a victim of a good deception at this point.
Right.
He's the conversation. It's like, I'll have to check that out. And before long, you just kind of...
One's ginger with like the white fur on her chest, and the other one, stripes all down, just gorgeous.
Yeah, you're slowly backing away from them towards one of the towers just to kind of create some distance between them and you kind of wait for them to deflect and move off to whatever they're doing. you're able.
Don't tell Prowler. Let me just look. I'll make it.
Yeah.
I'll make it up to you. Don't tell Prowler.
You dip in. You dip into the garden. Give me a fresh stealth check as you dip into the surrounding gardens.
That's that's a 23. 13 plus 10.
Nice.
So, Ford, I gotta ask, just out of character. So, is Spot just somewhere down there? Because you mentioned, a ginger tabaxi with a white spot on their chest. It's like,
Hey,
Thorn, through your kind of quick motion into the gardens, you get to the edge of the gondola landing, just in time to see a groveling tabaxi on the ground, who then gets up very irritated and angry. And you're like in the hedgerow of the garden, and you catch something about if they follow, kill them. And that tabaxi disappears up the path. The other 3 tabaxis are lingering in the background, waiting. Just then the gondola shows up. The door slides open. And you can see Father Atrium and 3 acolytes beginning to get on to the gondola.
okay, I'm going to press the digitate.
Boy, you really are pulling all the card tricks out, aren't you?
You know, I am. So,
Hey, you're doing this all battered and beaten up as well. Half naked with just armor and no boots.
I'm going to. My range is 10 feet. Okay, I'm going to make. I'm gonna make the sound of. I'm gonna make the sound of like tabaxi fighting, just like cats fighting. Like, hey, you! And then, like that kind of,
Specious.
right?
How specious of you.
Because I've seen that everyone around is tabaxi, right? So it's gonna I'm gonna just hey, get out, and then like that, just that kind of screeching animal noise.
Yeah, give me a deception check. The
to
4 of you suddenly hear screeching animal noises in the garden.
What
Hey,
the fuck?
that's a much better roll. That's a 17 plus.
Just at that moment, the 3, I mean, it's
22.
the 3 of them hear that noise in the garden and immediately take off in that direction, giving you a clear path to the gondola.
So I'll message you though with my token. Like I make that noise, and as soon as I see them start to running, I'll send the message that says, "Come on in. I'm inside. I lost my shit." And then I'm gonna take off, like I'm away from the gondola.
So what are you doing? You're not going on the gondola?
The guards can't chase them if the guards aren't after them, right?
Well, the
So
guards.
The 3
Well,
guards
maybe
that
be a
were on
distraction.
Are you still trying
I'm
to
just
salvage the
actually-
plan? Are you still trying to salvage the plan?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna message Forn real quick. Listen, this has been a shit show. Let's just regroup. I don't see this going our way. we gotta know when to hold sometimes.
but
Ford's
it
not
had
gonna
to
leave
tonight,
us
didn't
up.
it?
So I can't respond back to a message though.
Then I'm.
Well, you respond to Karina's message because she's using message.
But I thought message is just one way. It's not a. It's
No,
two-way?
you can respond to it. Yeah.
Okay. I message you back.
The only restriction to message is distance, 110 feet. Yeah.
Okay, I message you back. Kalen is a changeling Levion. We need to kill him now. He has my shit anyway.
Shocking news.
And I'm throwing like cat sounds around. Like I'm running through the garden, throwing out these feral fighting sounds.
So we're killing him tonight when he is at high alert, and our deception has already failed us like maybe 3 times.
I feel like I could cause a pretty big distraction by, let's say, flying through his foyer window.
Can we
I
take
got
me-
thrown off the tower. I got thrown off the tower. My shit's in the top of the tower. I want my shit back.
You'll get your shit back. We'll kill him another night. Eritrea, speak some sense into him.
This message is the thread.
Yes, we're all in the group chat.
Foreign's running around like, come on.
We're trying to speak some sense into him. We need to regroup and replan.
Are you still running towards the tower?
I'm going away from the tower. Yeah, I'm going away from the gondola. Yeah, so like
towards...
not necessarily straight at the tower, but I'm trying to attract shit away.
So
I take off in Ford's direction.
God damn you, Eritrea!
Yeah, you watch as Eritrea starts taking off in the direction that Foreign is currently running towards the tower.
Professor, you're the only one I respect.
Well, I think you guys wouldn't even see me though. You would just hear me. You would hear the noises.
Yeah.
So,
God damn it! If I die, it's all your fault, and you will be cursed for
You guys were
many
trying to stop
lifetimes.
you guys were trying to help stop whatever the tabaxi issue was too, right?
Ah,
Very favor.
okay,
I'm
Karina.
gonna, sorry, go ahead.
That's right. What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna summon Brightquill to like just swoop in and just start jogging alongside Ford to like at least give him a little bit of cover and the ability to fly again. And
If
then
you guys
I'm
pursue,
running
yeah,
after
if you
him.
pursue Foreign, you could catch up with him in one of the gardens, and then the five of you could kind of be back together again. Because right now, the outskirts of the gardens are where it's busiest. There's no one on the interior of the garden because they've kind of looked for, they think the interior gardens are now clear. You guys watch as the gondola leaves. And the five of you are now in the Tower Gardens with how would you describe what you look like right now, Foreign, as they catch up with you?
There's like twigs and shit all in my hair, blood, also it's streaked red with blood. I haven't found my hat yet. It's like because it has drifted off somewhere as well. So it's just white streaked with blood hair and twigs and shit all in it. Barefoot with no armor. You can see where there's like puncture holes, and he kind of favors his arm a little bit. And obviously the side of his face is starting to swell.
In other words, you look pretty rough.
So I'll do lay on hands, and I'll go ahead and do it. 25? I think I can do 30 points back. Let me double check it because it may have gone up a little bit in my level. I can do a total of 40. So I'll go ahead and give you as much HP back as I can.
Oh, well, I'm almost back to full health then.
Oh, well, okay. So a total of 40.
Oh, that feels better.
Let me go
I really, you know what? My boots, my guns, Togwa knife, they're all up in there. This is not.
Okay.
So
okay.
they're not your guns, but I do have a short sword, and because Melody can't use that Thunderstrike Maul, I know that you're more of a long range guy, but I can send you in there with some weapons.
Question: who was in possession of the portable hole? Not anymore.
I know.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We can handle this. We can handle this. We've been to the tower before. We know the location and the distance within, right? If we can get within 500 feet, we can dimension door in. We have a couple of lesser invisibility spells too. I can turn into
So, Thorn got a good look on the interior off the veranda, so he knows what the estate room looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And the estate room sits 120 feet on the top of the tower, so that that accounts for 380 feet left. So Thorn could describe for you the location. So at least that gives you that opportunity. I would say it's a good plan. I mean, at the edge of the garden, you guys are all hunkered down. You're looking up towards the top of the tower. You could see the veranda. The lights are still on, but there's no guards on the veranda.
They've all come down.
They've all come down looking for Thorn. You get the feeling this might be a good plan.
Karina still sulks.
Do you trust me? Karina, do you trust me?
No, we've been through this. Okay.
Who helped carry and bring you back to life before? Who helped you find Karina Prime?
Dude, that was forever ago. Let it go.
It all.
Okay, we're not doing this right now.
Who also was
pulling
always
him
about
getting
just coming
the fuck
into
out of here.
possession about a whole lot of gold.
The gold part is true. Anyway,
Right.
So we have the lesser invisibility. How many lesser invisibility? We have everyone but mine. So if we can use lesser
You can only
invisibility,
take one person through the dimension door.
we can only take one person.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, yeah. You and one other.
we got
You-
this. You and I, we got this. We got it.
Okay.
Again,
We need to get.
there's a
Two of us are not
dirty-
going to be able to take him,
There's
especially
a dirty,
one of the two
stinking
is me.
changeling on the roof. There's a dirty, stinking changeling up there. Don't you want to do something about it?
Dude, no time for internal psychology stuff right now. This is the 0 dark 30. We're
There's
getting this
dark
down and we're not
30.
complicating it.
so
Who is what kind? Do you get a sense of what kind of fighter he is? What his weaknesses might be?
He's a magic guy. He don't fight.
Okay, magic guy.
If he wanted to fight, he could have killed me standing on the veranda. He didn't.
So, who amongst us is the best in fighting magic?
Not me.
I mean, I physically I can hit him very hard.
Yes, we're aware.
Look, Corinna,
I'm
you
just
and I-
saying, like, I
you
have
and I are
absolute
probably the
skill.
stealthiest out of the two of us, out of the five of us. You and I have got the best stealth. We've got the best odds getting in unknown, unhurt.
Okay, well, let's do this. For the record, if I die, it has not been a pleasure.
I won't. Look, Corinna, I won't let you die.
Okay. We'll see about it. Listen, it's been a long night. Corinna does not like it when plans are not according to plan. She needs plans to be very strictly, formulated. The moment it's chaos, she's unhappy.
Ryan, did Melody get called away for work again?
Yeah.
Oh, poor thing.
She's missing all the chaos.
So we'll say as you guys are hunkered down in the garden tree line, at the very edge of the main tower, you can see up above you where the veranda is. You can hear all the tabaxi busy out looking for Forn.
You
It's
still look
late.
like him too, though, right?
Still look like Father Atrium because, yeah,
That
you'd-
could be even better if you pop up in there as Father Atrium and be like, you know what? Fuck you. I came here for a reason.
Yeah, no, that's true. That would be very intimidating. And Professor Jalbatros and Eritrea also, are you interested in being a diversion with the tabaxis, or do you want to become invisible and try to fly up to the veranda and help us? Just maybe like a few seconds, or help us from there, which would be
If
better
I
for you.
get my ring back, I can fly, so we'll be all right. getting
Well,
there.
I just summoned Brightquill, so you have them to take you up there. But yeah, I kind of figured like having all of us up there is probably going to be for the best, if for no other reason. If it's going to take a couple of minutes, well, presumably a minute or two for the tabaxi guards to get there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the more we can
fast.
do in that time.
Yeah, so how about Forn and I will come in from the inside, you two will come from the outside. This way we have them surrounded.
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody
as you
put-
guys, as you guys begin to start your plan, that's where we're going to finish tonight. And when we come back next week, you guys will be taking on the changeling known as Lavian, and we'll see how that goes. That's going to be a fun fight. This is such a cool arc. This is going to be such a fun arc. I love it. Well, you guys go ahead and linger. We'll talk about schedules. Everyone else, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next Sunday.